What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a PGA episode of my DFS podcast. As usual with my golf videos, I'm going to mention to you guys 2 cash plays that I like in this week's tournament and 2 GPP guys. 2 guys that are a little more risky but present really high upside. And hopefully these picks will help you build a strong lineup and you guys can cash out at the end of Sunday. If any of my 4 players mentioned in this video win this tournament, I will give anyone who comments below Guru, quote unquote Guru, 50 Guru credits for free. So just comment below this video, Guru, and if any of my 4 picks win this tournament, you will get those 50 credits. So for our 2 cash game plays here, I'm locking in Patrick Cantlie. He's by far the best play on this slate. 11,700 is very pricey, but it's worth it. You should be able to find some cheaper guys in your cash lineup to be able to afford Cantlie. He won this tournament last year, and he's played just 1 tournament since coming back from COVID, the Travelers last week. And as you can see, he didn't miss a beat. He came in 11th, played very strong, had no cobwebs, and I think he's going to come into this week tomorrow and continue to dominate. He really likes this course, obviously, taking home the trophy last year. And if you look at his game log, he has top 20 finishes basically every single week. You don't even have to worry about him making the cut. He usually breezes through that cut line when it comes to Saturday. So Cantlie, a very strong play. I know he's expensive, but he's the best spend up in my opinion this week. My other cash game play, we're going to go a little cheaper down to Gary Woodland. I've mentioned Gary Woodland before in my other video. So he's just a really strong cash game play. 9,900 is a very cheap price. Dollar for dollar, he's probably the best play on this week's slate. FanDuel and DraftKings have him pretty cheap, or cheaper than I think he should be, and I think a lot of people agree with me based on some things I've researched and some articles I've read. Gary Woodland, a very strong play, a guy who usually makes the cut. I really like him in cash game lineups. You won't really have to sweat him, I don't think, this week. Then my 2 GBP plays, let's look at Jordan Spieth. Spieth has shown a lot of bright side. Now, a lot of people like to criticize him, but, you know, I think he's really come back from the quarantine very strong. He's made all the cuts. He's played all 3 tournaments here, and I just really think he's ready to just bust out on the scene. He's always a couple long putts away from really getting in a groove, and I think he has as much upside as anyone in this tournament. I don't think he's so consistent yet that I'll put him in cash games, but for tournaments, I think Spieth, his upside is unmatchable, and I think he could win this tournament, and 10,200 is a very affordable price on a guy like Spieth who presents some really serious upside, and a guy who's shown that he can take down a tournament. And then my last 4th play here, my second GPP play, we're going to go down a little bit. I'm looking at the 9,000 range in Ian Poulter. Poulter's a guy who consistently makes cuts, and he can actually get really high up there on the leaderboard. He's made all 3 cuts in the tournaments he's played since COVID, and he's gotten up there. In the RBC Heritage, he had the best first round. He was in first place. And he really stayed solid throughout that whole tournament. He came in 14th. Any guy who gets you over 100 FanDuel points is a guy who really got their bang for their buck. Usually the winning tournament teams have all 6 players get over 100 fantasy points. Obviously, it depends on the week, but usually if you want to win any tournaments, you need your guys to get over 100. He did that in the RBC Heritage while coming in 29th in that first tournament back at the Charles Schwab. And then the Travelers last week, he looked very strong other than that 3rd round. But he's making it to the weekend, and that's the most promising thing. You want your tournament lineups to have all 6 guys making the cut. to give yourself a run on Sunday. So Poulter's a guy that could give you a pretty high probability of making that weekend cut. So that'll sum up this week's video, guys, for PGA. Again, if any of these 4 plays win the tournament, everyone who comments Guru below this video will win a free 50 Guru credits. So until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I'm signing off. See ya!